Good afternoon, everyone. This is the Doctor. Another beautiful day out here in the Pacific Northwest. I hope all of you guys are doing great, and if everything goes to plan, I should have an upgraded computer and I should be streaming later tonight. So let's hope that everything goes to plan, because if it doesn't, I might be in a pickle. Now, today we're going to be talking about everyone's favorite sword right now, which is going to be the Lasallia Sword. Now, the Lasallia Sword is a sword that is a little bit marred with controversy right now, and part of that is my fault and part of that is Gummy's fault. So first, I'll just own up to what I said. When I was doing my research for this deep dungeon, the information I found was that to max out the Lasallia Sword, you need to run the dungeon once and then get to the 9th floor. The actual reality of the situation is you need to clear deep dungeon 3 total times in order to get the amount of ice mega cris and yellow material to awaken it. Now, if you do have ice mega cris and you're like, okay, I don't want to spend the 500 Visior to run it the 3rd time, and you already have your ice mega cris, or you're okay with it taking a while, you can get the remaining, I believe it's 3 ice mega cris from your Chocobo expedition, and I'll show you guys which one that is here. So you can see we can actually go down here to Snowstorm Ridge. Rolling all the way down. It is a mega rare, keep in mind, though. And then that means it's going to be rarer than the XL Magicite. And it's right here, that Ice Mega Crest. And you can also get slimy fluids as well from this. So if you are really like, I don't want to spend the 500 Visior, that is one way to get the remaining materials after 2 runs. And then you can also go and you can spend your arena points for the slimy fluid. So you just scroll down here, go to your arena medals, go all the way down, and there is slimy fluid right there for 60 arena coins. Actually, it's pretty affordable. So if you are someone who doesn't mind waiting, I would encourage you to maybe just farm the Chocobo expedition for the Ice Mega Crest. Otherwise, I would definitely say if you want this sword right now, spend the 500 Visior and clear Deep Dungeon for the 3rd time. Now, other than that, there have been some problems with the Lasallia Sword. And let me get to the equipment screen here and we'll talk about those problems. And you probably have seen some of this on Reddit, which is where most of the discovery was found. And it's actually a known issue from JP, believe it or not. So looking at the sword here, you can see we have HP, accuracy, critical hit, attack, and magic. Well, what they actually found out is that you can't essentially max the critical hit on the sword, I believe, because you have a chance, basically the developers invested in the evasion growth and not the critical hit growth on the sword on accident. So it's actually possible when you level up the sword to get a +0. And of course, I'm not a full expert on this, you guys. So in true fashion, I did decide to reach out to an expert so that I could give you guys kind of the full details on the problem and give it to you from his perspective. So I reached out on Reddit and I talked to Siren Cow. If you guys don't know who Siren Cow is, I will go ahead and kind of give you an introduction to him. And he's a huge member in the community. Just like Bismarck, just like Coder, he creates a tool that probably all of you guys have used, and that's the equipment calculator. So he is the founder of the equipment calculator. He's the person who jumps in and finds all of the information for weapon growth rates, and basically he has the data information on the Lasallia Sword. So without further ado, I'm just going to read kind of the questions verbatim that I asked him, and just give you guys the reply that he's given me. So the first question I asked him was just to introduce himself for the community in case you guys don't know him. And so he said he's the creator of the equipment calculator. It's a tool for War Division's FFBE. He's been playing since Global Day 1, became interested in the crafting system, and he wanted to create a tool that was not going to be focused on like him modifying his Excel spreadsheet all the time. To put it in his own words, he's lazy. So basically what he did is he went into the data dump that's provided on GitHub, and he took all of the information and created this tool. So diving kind of into it, I asked him, for what you could tell, what is the primary issue with the deep dungeons? And to that, he kind of had a really long explanation, and he puts it in better words than I can. So he says, from the data files, the Lasallia Sword doesn't have a growth amount for the critical stat. Despite having a max of 2 critical and a starting of 0 critical, it looks like a mistake because there is a +1 growth for the evasion stat, despite the sword not having any evasion on it. This means that the critical stat will never grow until you max out all the other stats and the pity system takes over. You need to max out all the other stats because the critical stat has the lowest growth rate. Based on my observations, the pity system takes over when you fail to roll any stats and increases the pity stat by 1. The pity stat is always the stat with the highest growth rate calculated after steals. Based on my another issue is the critical stat still has a positive growth rate. This means when you level the sword, there is a chance for the critical stat to grow, and you can actually get 0 stats for level. The pity system doesn't take over because you technically succeeded in rolling, it just grew by 0. And then he said that there was another Reddit user named extragarbage6872 who posted a video linking a JP YouTube video that actually shows the pity stat kicking in, or the pity stat not kicking in, and you only getting +0. That will be down in the description down below. This also means that maxing out the other stats does not guarantee you will roll critical, but with 4% chance of success, your chances are pretty good. So I asked him, would a temporary solution be to use 2 critical hammers? And then he said, personally, I don't value the 2 points of critical on this item, so I wouldn't bother with it. I would just level up the sword as usual, and if I happen to max it out and can get the critical stats, then that's great. However, do not use critical seals on this item, as that will just increase the chance of you rolling +0 critical and lower your chances for the pity system to award you +1 to the current pity stat. Are there any other pieces of gear like this in there? And I actually found this really interesting because he said, I haven't seen any other items with this issue yet. The Sortilege, though, has the opposite situation. For Sortilege, the accuracy, evade, and critical stat have a +1 growth amount, but do not have any growth rates. This just means that you will never get those last 3 stats until you max out all the other stats and then level up 3 more times. I feel like that's really interesting. Is there anything you feel like you want to share? So like anything else was my final question to him. And he just wanted to say thank you to everyone that uses his tool. And as always, drop any suggestions to Siren Cow on Reddit for any types of improvement. And this is where I'm going to jump in as well. Siren Cow's tool has been really helpful to me as a content creator, and it's been super reliable. Just like War of the Vision Calc, just like the farming calculator, like all of these tools I use on a daily basis, and I know many players that do. Please go and check out his equipment calculator. I'll leave a link down in the description down below. Please buy the man a coffee, you guys. He doesn't make any money on this. There are not advertisements all over, like on his page. So please buy a coffee. This is 100% volunteer by him. He deserves it, and especially for being able to sit down with me and talk about this and get this information out to the community. That's fantastic. So, personally, how do I feel about this? I mean, I think since this has been known since JP, I think it's a little crazy that this hasn't been fixed. In fact, I think it's ridiculous since even JP YouTubers were aware of it, and so they still don't have a fix in JP for this. Not only that, it was known and they still released it in global, and they're also marketing specifically different passes for equipment growth, right? So they're giving, for $7 you get those enhanced equipment growth rates, and you can't be doing that if you can't get the equipment growth rates right? Like, that's ridiculous. Even with the equipment growth rates being right, critical is an important seal on some piece of equipment. I know someone who I personally talked to who has used over 150 critical hit seals just in experimenting and trying to max this out, and has had little to no success and pretty much wasted all of them. So there's kind of this weird, like, I don't know, like, they should be able to figure this shit out. Like, it shouldn't be us, you know, getting the data mined information or me making a YouTube video when they're spending money marketing passes for equipment growth. So that's kind of how I feel. I know it's probably a little bit upsetting for a lot of people, and I agree. Granted, it is a kick-ass sword, though. Hopefully we'll see maybe some type of compensation for this. Some type of adjustment would be great. And I would love to just make sure, you know, if you want to see this problem fixed, make sure you file a ticket in the game. I'm sure Square Enix Justin is already aware, but make sure you go and you file a help ticket specifically saying that Lasallia Royal Guard standard issue sword does not have critical hit rate growth, and you get +0 on the pity when you do level it. And that should get them to look at it. Again, you have to go in and you have to file that complaint. If we just like rage on Reddit or rage in YouTube comments and YouTube videos, nothing is going to get done, you guys. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you guys do like content like this, please subscribe. Please use my affiliate link, dig.gs/coins, if you are buying Visior from Amazon. And of course, come in our Discord. Come in, you know, my stream. I do stream Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday, 5 to 9 p.m. And then Tuesday nights, I am up until reset. Hopefully, I'll see some of you guys there. And have a great rest of your day, everyone.